Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have 4 holiday vegan side dish recipes to share with you guys. All of these recipes will be linked in the description box for you. If you are not already subscribed, I hope you consider. I would love to have you guys come along with us. We have a lot of fun on my channel, and again, really looking forward to Vlogmas and spending the month with you guys. So again, if you guys do enjoy this video too, please do give it a thumbs up, and if you could share this on your social media, it really helps me out and I truly appreciate it. Going into the holidays, I always reflect back on the year and I truly appreciate all your support. It has been amazing and it does not go unnoticed. So thank you again. Let's get into these recipes. So the first one that I came up with was kind of a no-brainer for me. As you can see here, I'm taking some sweet potatoes and I'm gonna change them up from what I normally do. But if you have been following for a while, you know the jam. Sweet potatoes with chili lime seasoning from Trader Joe's is it, you guys. It is incredible. It is so good. And so I wanted to play on that a little bit and turn it into a holiday inspired dish, but still kind of stick with that base because I don't think you can go wrong with it. So I went ahead and cubed up and peeled, which I normally don't do. I like to leave the peel on, but again, to stay with more of like a traditional holiday meal with sweet potatoes, typically I think they're peeled, but I say actually do it either way. But I did go ahead and peel them, and I added some chili lime seasoning, a little bit of cooking spray, and put them into a casserole dish, and we're just gonna bake these in my little convection oven. I will link this below for you guys as well, and let that go for like 30 minutes. While that's going, I have over in a little medium saucepan here, I'm going to put some pecans and a little bit of vegan butter. I've been using the Earth Balance butter for many months, and we love it. It's great. And I'm gonna melt that down, put this over like a low heat though. With nuts in general, when you're toasting them, you definitely don't want to go like high heat because it does not take long to burn them, and we do not want that. From here, we're going to sweeten this up. We're going to put like some candied pecans into this sweet potato dish, and I thought with the chili lime seasoning mixed with this sweet nuts with it, I thought would be the perfect combo, and it was. So I added some maple syrup to this and a little bit of vanilla as well. And again, this will all be linked below for you guys, but you can see it got really nice and caramelized. It's so good. So once those potatoes were done, I added the mixture of the nuts over top and gave it a little toss, and then decided, just because again holiday vibe here, to add a little bit of the dried cranberries. You can totally leave that out if you're not a big fan of them. I think raisins would be good too, but again, cranberry is kind of holiday inspired, so I went ahead and did that. That's how simple this dish was, guys. I also added a little bit of cinnamon into that sauce too, and I think that's really nice with sweet potatoes as well. So look how good this looks, and to make it a little fancy, I put a little bit of parsley flake over the top. So simple. 30-minute meal, like super simple, and I think it's a really good looker. So I hope you guys try that out. Again, if you are following me on Instagram too, please be sure to tag me in any photos of any dish that you recreate. I love to see them, but especially if you do some of these, I'd love to see that too. So on to the next one here. You can see I have some acorn squash. To be honest, this is the first time that I've actually ever cooked with it, I think anyway. And so I'm going to take this here. I cut off the ends just so it's a little easier to work with, and we're going to hollow these out just like a pumpkin. Think of it like a mini pumpkin if you aren't super familiar with these as well. Go ahead and cut them long ways, but do be careful, my friends. These are not the easiest to cut, so have a good knife. But you're going to see here that you're just going to put them onto a baking dish, and I'm going to lightly spray them too with some cooking spray and a little bit of salt and pepper. Keep it super simple, and then we're going to lay them face down and put these into the oven and let these go for about 30 minutes as well. They will totally soften up. You can eat the peel as well, but it actually does kind of remove from the peel pretty well too if you don't want to have it when you actually are serving it. Totally up to you. Now you can see here I have this pumpkin Pharaoh. I got this back in like October for to share with you guys for like some of the seasonal items that Whole Foods had, and I hadn't used it yet, and I thought this would be perfect to put into these acorn squashes, these stuffed acorn squashes. Oh my goodness. And it was perfect. But I will tell you, if you can't find this exact mixture, you can always use your own Pharaoh. You can do quinoa, and you can still add these flavors into it, and you'll be good to go. But I just thought this would be the perfect pairing, and I went ahead to 2 when it had about 5 minutes left to cook. I added some almonds and some cranberries, dried cranberries into it as well. Super simple. Other than that, I just followed the package directions on there. By the way, those cutting boards are from Trader Joe's. Grab them while you can. If you see them, they are selling out fast apparently. So once the acorn squashes were done, I pulled them on out. You can see how good they look too. They're so good. And then you just fill in your squashes. That simple. This was probably, again, 30-minute meal because really the Pharaoh only takes about 20 minutes to prepare. Then from here, I'm gonna take this glaze. It's a balsamic glaze, also from Trader Joe's. You might be able to find something similar anywhere else though too. And I'm gonna put a little drizzle of this balsamic over top. Now because it's a little thicker, it's super sweet. It's so good. So I hope you guys try that one too. Very, very simple. So for this next one, I actually have done this before, but it's been so long. Now I am making here a mess. No, but I'm actually gonna create some bacon, some vegan bacon. Now I like to personally do this with tofu. As you can see here, I grated tofu. It looks a little weird, not gonna lie, but this actually worked out really well. I just personally prefer to use tofu for something like this as like a topping. Again, we're gonna pair this with green beans. I just think that it like gives you more protein in it versus fat, but you could totally use almonds or coconut like slivers as well, and that might take on more of like a real look to it maybe. But again, that's just my preference, is I like to go the tofu route. Plus you can psych some people out that aren't so sure about tofu, and they may not even know that they're eating tofu. Anyway, then you're gonna make a marinade, and that's what I'm doing here. It's a base of soy sauce, liquid smoke, and paprika. And you're gonna let this marinate for about 30 minutes. And in doing that, it's really gonna take on that smoky flavor. Liquid smoke can be a little difficult to find. It's not in every store. I got mine at Sprouts, but it is everything. It makes dishes taste like bacon. End of story. It just does. And so that's what really sets this apart. It's definitely a ingredient that you do need to, take on that flavor. And you'll see here, I'm just giving it a little toss, and I'm gonna let it sit for about 30 minutes, and that's good to go at that point. I'm also using an extra firm tofu, and that way it is already fairly dry. Sometimes tofus can come, packed with water in them, and this just helps to make sure that it's not like super soggy. But so just so you know, that's what I use, and plus it's easier to grate it. Once the 30 minutes is up, you can see I'm putting it onto a baking sheet here. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna bake this at a high temp. You wanna make sure it's in a single layer, and put it into the oven at 400 degrees, or even actually 425, high. You want high temp. And every 10 minutes, you wanna give it a toss, as I'm doing here. And at 30 minutes, you've got perfectly done little bacon bits. So I just steamed up some green beans. I used a little bit more of that glaze too, because you can't go wrong, it's delish. And you'll see here that I am just topping it with the bacon crumbles now. And I didn't use all of it, but I'm just gonna save the rest for some other dishes down the road. And look how good that looks. I'm telling you guys, it really has the flavor and even the crispiness of bacon. It's so good. I hope you guys try this out. It's very simple to do. And last but not least, I think when you think of holiday dishes and side meals especially, most of the time, whatever you come up with has to have gravy. Now, I gotta be honest with you. Me personally, I've never been a big gravy person, but I get it. I get that most people really like to put a little bit of gravy onto their side dishes. I get it. So I got you. For me, maybe the reason why I've never been such a big gravy person is because traditionally, most gravy bases are like a mushroom base. And I do think they have a lot of flavor to them, but I personally am not a mushroom lover. I'm just not. So this is definitely a gravy for my non-mushroom lovers as well. But even if you love mushrooms, I still think you'll appreciate this one. So you can see I had a base here of just flour, butter, again, vegan butter, and then some veggie broth. And you're just gonna make a little roux and then add your broth, and you're good to go right there. Now over here, what I'm doing is I'm taking some miso paste, a little bit of soy sauce, and a little bit of hot water to thin this out separately. You wanna make sure that you don't have any lumps in your gravy, of course, so that's why I'm doing this step separately. I also went ahead and added a little bit of onion powder to this as well. You'll notice I'm I'm not adding any extra salt to this. Miso paste and soy sauce in itself are definitely on the salty side, and so you don't really need anything extra there. And if you are trying to, like, you know, kind of cut back on the salt too, just don't put as much soy sauce into it as well. You can kind of, you know, adjust accordingly. So I just told you that I don't love mushrooms. I don't, but I do think that the unami seasoning from Trader Joe's is really good, and that is a mushroom-based seasoning. But I think what it is for me personally is I just don't love, like, the texture of real mushrooms, but I do agree that they give dishes some good flavor. So once you have the miso paste completely dissolved in there, just whisk it up separately. You add it into your broth mixture, and then from this point you're gonna let this come to like a medium-high heat, but do watch it, it kind of can boil over if you don't whisk it enough. And you're gonna let this go, be patient with it for about 25 to 30 minutes, and it is going to reduce, and you are going to have a thick, delicious gravy. And you can add it to any of your dishes, side dishes, or main course, whatever. It is an incredible gravy, and I think you'll really, really like it. So I hope you guys enjoyed these meal ideas. Again, please do give this video a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. And I hope you guys are super excited about the holidays being here. And of course, again, joining us for Vlogmas. Do leave in the comments too if you have any suggestions of certain videos you'd like to see during the month of December. We're doing it, guys. 26 days, daily videos. It's gonna be fun, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I hope you guys have a great, great day. Thank you as always for watching and returning. We really appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a great, great day, and we'll see you very, very soon.